Hi, I'm Angie. I want to welcome you to National Indoor RV Centers, where we specialize in the sales, storage, service, and detailing of only high-end new and used coaches. So basically, we do it all. Hi, I'm Angie with National Indoor RV Centers, and today I'm thrilled to show you the 2020 Pleasure-Way Lexor TS Class B motorhome and FL floor plans that I'll be showing you. This sits on the Dodge Ram 3500 ProMaster chassis with a 3.6 liter V6 Pentastar gas engine. I'm sure you're anxious to know the size of this Class B. So it's 20 feet 11 inches long. With the mirrors extended, it's 8 feet 2.5 inches wide. With the mirrors retracted, it's 7 feet 5 inches wide. And the overall height is 9 feet 3.5 inches. So you're not gonna have any problems parking this Class B coach, and I can get it into all of my favorite fast food drive-thrus. The towing capacity is 2,150 pounds. Let's say the average weight of a jet ski is 850 pounds. You can easily tow 2 behind this beautiful Class B. There are so many reasons that I love Pleasure-Way. These are just a couple of them. First of all, it's family owned and operated. So they've got 3 generations working in the business, and they are dedicated to superior craftsmanship. And I show that as I go through my factory tour video. So please refer back to that after you've watched this video. I walk you through the factory and just show you how they pack quality into this RV throughout the process. Another thing that we love is that when we get a Pleasure-Way in, pretty much it's ready to go. So our technicians, we always do a PDI, which is a pre-delivery inspection on all of the motorhomes that leave National Indoor RV Centers. When we deliver a Pleasure-Way, basically it leaves National Indoor RV Centers and it doesn't come back. Other for regular scheduled maintenance. They are just wonderful. We have very few warranty claims. It's almost not worth the time to put in a warranty claim because there's so few, there's so little. That leads to Pleasure-Way offering a 5-year freedom warranty on the RV. Then Dodge Ram, they have a 3-year 36,000 mile warranty on the chassis. And then we have a 5-year 60,000 mile warranty on the drivetrain. So let's take a look under the hood and see what we've got here. So the release is right inside the front door, and then you just have to simply find the little button there to release it. Nice and easy. I like how accessible everything is. If you ever have to jump a car like I've had to, you've got your positive charge right here, and then your negative or ground is right there. Got our brake fluid, our coolant, our oil dipstick here, and our fill, our windshield wiper fluid fill here, and our power steering fluid. So I want to spend a little time on these mirrors. First of all, you can see that we've got the turn indicator in the mirror, and these are internally controlled. So you can adjust the top and bottom mirror electronically from inside. And also you can retract and extend these mirrors from inside. So when you're parking your car or your coach, you want to bring those mirrors in so that no one hits you. That's really nice. You can do that all from inside. They also have the defrost feature on these, so you can hit the button inside and you can heat these mirrors. The Lexor also comes with the porch light and a really nice awning that extends very far. So I'm going to demonstrate both of those for you. And another feature that I really like that you typically don't see is this window will open and we have a screen. So I can open that, get some nice airflow through the coach. So we have 2 display panels, one here at the entrance and then one back in the coach, more so by your bedroom. So I'm just going to hit the porch light here, and I can turn that on. And I can also extend my awnings. Just at the touch of a button, I can easily extend the awning. It's gonna give us some nice shade. We need it today. So look how far this awning extends. It's so nice. It gives you a lot of shade. It sure has dropped the temperature for me here today. Also, you've got the LED lights along the strip here, and they're dimmable. So you can turn those on and off, and then you can hold the button and they will dim. So if you want to just have a little bit, softer lighting at night, you can do that as well. So this is another feature that you're going to love if you ever want to dry camp. So if you are not hooked up to city water and you need to bring some portable, potable water here, you would add that right there. As you all know, we never have enough 110 outlets. They've given us 2 on the exterior of this coach. Here at the back, we've got our rear view camera, and then we've got our hookup here if you want to add a grill or hook up a grill. And this is the on and off switch, so that's really easy to use and very handy here on the passenger side of the coach. Then we have the fill for our LP tank here, and this is the bleed off valve, and they'll know what to do with that when they're filling your LP tank. Then we've got our 2-inch receiver here. Here's a 7-way and a 3-way for towing. I want to show you a little bit of the rear area here. Now, this is just another thing that I love about Pleasure-Way. Everything is finished off so nice and neat and tidy. They even put this flap over the back of the seat and the sofa, which just makes it look nice. You can see what you would be looking at otherwise. We've got our seat belts here. Now, we don't want to sleep on the seat belts, so once you put your sofa back up, you want to make sure that you run your seat belt right through there, not around this bar. Then you'll also see that they've given us a nice cover for our 2 lithium batteries. So I'm just going to show you what's behind here. There are 2 batteries. And then notice right here, coming off the batteries, because they're going to produce some heat in here, there's a hose, and I'll show you the vent on the driver's side of the coach when I get to that point. Hopefully you'll never need this, but there are all the tools that you need to change a tire. Here we have our 30 amp Shore power cord, and then we've got the power transfer relay here. Here we have our exhaust for our 2800 watt Awning generator. This is the heat vent for the lithium batteries. So this is going to allow any heat that comes off the batteries to come out here and not stay inside the coach. Again, I want to point out that these windows open. So when you're laying in the bedroom, you can open your windows here and the ones on the other side, so you get great cross ventilation. So aren't we all going out camping so we can enjoy the beautiful outdoors and feel that fresh, brisk, cool air? Well, you can do it here. And in a lot of Class B's, the windows don't open at all. So this is a great feature. Here we have our exhaust for our furnace. And this is our Truma AquaGo. This is our on-demand hot water. And you just simply open this. Now you've got to make sure both your furnace and your on-demand hot water run off of LP. So you've got to turn that on. I'll show you that in a minute. But you also need to make sure that you open this cover and turn it on right here as well. You notice that we have a vent here, and then we have another vent at the top here. Now right behind this is our refrigerator. So as we all know, we learned in grade school that hot air rises. The cool air goes in here and the hot air comes out there, so that you've always got airflow behind your refrigerator. So here we have our engine exhaust. So you'll notice all the vents, exhaust for our engine, furnace exhaust, and generator exhaust are all on the driver's side, so that you can totally enjoy the outdoors on the passenger side of the RV. So here we have our utility center. So I'm going to open that, and you've got a little hook here to hold that open. I also want you to note that this is painted. Just like everything's painted, that's the quality that they pack into Pleasure-Way. So here we have our city water, and this is where we're going to turn our LP on. Right here. So if we want our on-demand hot water to work, if we want our furnace to work, we need to make sure this is on here. Then we have our cable hookup here, cable TV hookup, and our 30 amp hookup. So if you're paying attention, you notice that there's 2 water fills. I showed one on the passenger side of the coach. That's where if you need to bring water in and pour it out of jugs into the coach, you can put it in. But here, you're going to hook up your hose to hook up city water. This Class B gives you lots of options. This is one that I really like. When you're coming back from the beach, or you've been on a hike and you're dirty and muddy, you don't want to take that all into your RV, you can come right here. You've got an external shower. It's really nice. You've got hot and cold, so you can take a shower right here if you want. So this seems like the obvious time to tell you the tank sizes. You have 29 gallons freshwater tank, 20-gallon gray tank, 12-gallon black tank, and a 4.7 gallon LP tank. Now that's going to get you about 6 to 7 military showers. You can see that obviously with my long hair, that's not going to work for me. But just so you know that, so you can kind of measure out your water, that's what you've got. So now to your favorite part, or actually our least favorite part, the dump station. Here we have it. So we can just lift that up. This is really nice. You have another great latch here. Both hands are free. Now, Pleasure-Way thinks of everything. Right here, we have our stinky slinky, so it's not rolling around in the back of the RV, messing things up. It just goes right there. And then this is a gravity dump. So a couple of great things about gravity dump. First of all, they always work, hence the lifetime warranty. And then the other great thing about gravity dump is that if you're hooked up to city sewer and you've got in a park with full hookups, you can leave your gray valve open and use all the water you want and not worry about overfilling your tanks. Here we have our fuel fill for our 24-gallon gas fuel tank, and you just simply open that up, fill it on up. Now that we're back at National Indoor RV Centers, let's go over the inside of the coach. So the first thing that you're going to get to, first of all, there's a nice handle to help you get up into the coach if you need that. And then this is our first of two 7-inch control panels. One right here as we enter the coach, and then one back in the living area. So they're exactly the same, other than on this panel we do have a battery disconnect switch. So you can just turn off your batteries right here if you'd like. So one of the things to notice as we go through the Lexor TS is that all the dining, lounging, sleeping is going to happen in the rear of the coach. So we do have our two captain's chairs, which do rotate around, but you'll notice there's no space for a table up front. We've got some extra storage here. So that's what I'll start with here. We have these beautiful cabinets. I love the finish that Pleasure-Way does on their cabinets. I just think it's gorgeous, gorgeous. And then inside this cabinet, we can hang some clothes. We've got space for folding, and we've even got two pull-out drawers. And those are soft close as well. Then we also have the wood pieces that will go to support the base of our queen-size bed if we want to make the bed in the back of the coach a full queen. So that's very nice. Then we've got the vinyl lined ceiling. We've got LED lights. These are throughout the coach. Those are going to keep the heat down in the coach, which is super important during those summer months. And we've got our smoke detector. Lots of storage right here. It's all nicely lined. Everything in this coach is just put together perfectly. Squared off. All the seams meet. One of the things that I love as we get into the bathroom, I'll point out how everything's caulked and sealed. And they do that along the floor where the cabinet meets the floor. That way, if you ever spill anything, it's not going to get into your subfloor and it's not going to get into your cabinet. We have our fan here, which we can control by the panels. We have the two consoles that we can control everything by. So I'm just going to go ahead and open it up. I can also control the fan speed. I can plus or minus the fan speed. And it does have a rain sensor on it. So if it starts to rain when it's open, it will automatically shut. When that sensor dries, it will open back up again. Here at the entry door, we have the screened-in door. So this is really nice. It works very easily. Just unhook it there, rolls down, and then you just zip it up to keep all the bugs out. Very easy to go in and out. It's got a bar at the bottom, so it's easy to roll it back up when you're finished and ready to put it away. So as easy as rolling it. Does go to the steps. Then you just roll it up, clip it back in, and it's out of your way. In the Lexor TS, you get this extra piece of countertop here. You have a nice, beautiful Corian countertop. They only use the best materials. So they sand the Corian 3 times, and then it's going to go through 2 intense hand polishing. So it takes, they say, about 16 hours just to get this Corian prepped and ready for the coach. So they really do a nice job with it. Then you've got a nice sink cover here. Then you've got a large rectangular 13 by 17 stainless steel sink. And the residential faucet with the high arch. It also has the extendable sprayer, so you can clean out the whole sink, which is really nice. So very residential feel here. We also have our 2-burner stovetop. That's going to be your LP stove. And below that we have our microwave convection oven. So again, this is in the Class B. We've got the microwave plus the convection. Large storage drawer below that for pots and pans or whatever you need. And then we have quite a bit of storage here right below the sink. So that's very nice. We have our 2 110 outlets. So you've got your outlet for your coffee pot, your mixer, whatever you need here. And then just around the corner, we've got our fire extinguisher. So look at the size of the refrigerator freezer in this Class B. Again, I love that I don't have to get down on my knees and try to, look through, see what I can see in the refrigerator. It's right here, eye level. Open it up. It's got lots of different shelves. These are really easy to access your goods, places for your drinks. You got shelves here, and you can adjust those shelves as well. We've even got a little ice tray for our freezer. So we've got the Dominic freezer here. Make some ice cubes. Gotta love that. And then we've got a switch here at the top, so we can choose how we want to power the refrigerator freezer. So we can do it electrically if we're plugged into the park, batteries if we're going down the road, or we can do it to gas. So you do this very much like you would light your propane grill. So you're going to put it to gas, you're going to push this in and turn it, and then you'll be able to hit your ignite button. All right, now to probably one of my favorite things in this Class B. It's the bathroom. I know that sounds silly, but if you've been in very many Class Bs, you know that the bathroom is super teeny. So I think for the size of coach that this is, it is very roomy in here. They've even put a little carpet in here so it doesn't feel, you could take that out obviously when you're gonna shower. But what I really like is they've kept this wood grain laminate that goes on the inside, which you can get wet. As you look in here, you'll notice that all the seams are sealed so that water's not going to get behind there. So we've got a towel holder in here, which is nice. We also have a medicine cabinet, so you've got space for your soap, deodorant, toothbrush, dental floss, all that good stuff. And then we've got our shower head here, and there's a spot for it to be held, or obviously can be handheld as well. And then we've got our Corian countertop again. Below our stainless steel sink, we have more storage. So I've got a place for toilet paper, toiletries, whatever. We've got a nice window, and the window works really easily. Just folds right up. You've got 2 little tabs that snap into place and hold it. Everything works perfectly in a Pleasure-Way. It all seems like it's supposed to work just how it works. And then we've got our shower curtain, which we can unsnap. And then I'm going to pull that all the way around, and I've got little Velcro tabs so that I can keep the water in that enclosure if I would like. And I talked about the hand towel holder. Well, even better, there is a big towel holder here. You don't see this in a lot of Class Bs. So you don't even see it in some of my Class A's. So that's a nice feature. Welcome to the dining room, the family room, and the master bedroom, all in one. So right here, this is where pretty much all your living space is. First of all, before I go into the living space, I want to talk about all the storage that they've packed into this coach. So you can see each door is a push button lock, so you can extend it. There's a lot of storage in here. I'm just going to go through and kind of open them up so you can see all the storage, and you can see these are nice handles. It's not rickety. They're staying in place. I don't have to hold them up. Tons of storage, and then I've got this long storage case right here in the back that I'll show you in just a minute. So we have this huge storage compartment here. Now this is where we happen to have the inflatable bed that's going to go between the two captain's chairs up front, and I'll demonstrate that in a little bit. And we've got the fan to blow that up with as well. And then here we have the blackout shades for the front cab. So let's go in and see how these work. So this is what the front cab looks like when I've got all the privacy or blackout shades installed. This front one's very easy to do. It doesn't magnet or anything. There's a slit in the front here for the mirror, and then you just slide it into place and bring your visors down. Then on your driver's side and your passenger side, if you look closely at the blackout cover, there's a P for passenger side and a D for driver's side. Now, the best way to install these is to open the door. There's a magnet, you can get everything into place, and then you can shut it, and that's gonna help hold it into place, make a nice seal. Now, if it happens to be raining or something when you're trying to put your blackout shades up, you can do it all with the doors closed, but if you want the secret sauce is you want to do it with it open. So let me show you how that works. So right here, there's my letter P, and as you can see, that magnet to the door. Tuck it in the bottom, bring it all the way up tight to the top. The magnets are going to hold it into place, and then you're going to shut it for perfect privacy there. Here in the living room, dining room, I want to talk about the upholstery. First of all, Pleasure-Way does all their upholstery in-house, and they have a 3-tiered process. So they do use a medium density foam, and then a memory foam, which is nice and cushy, and then they use ultra leather on top of that. So the ultra leather is more durable, it's cooler than leather. You're not going to have, if you have pets, I know a lot of RVers have pets, that the pet hair isn't going to get into the fabric, so it's just a really nice, and it's much easier to clean as well. So it's very comfy. And then we have my next, like maybe my most favorite feature here, I say that a lot, don't I, is this Laguna table. So you can turn this around. It has a 360 turning radius here. As you can see, I'm having lots of fun with it. It's like we're at the amusement park, teacups or something. But I can set it here so that, you know, several of us can use the table, or if I want to use it as an office, I can just scoot it over and use it here, or the person sitting here can use it. It's very easy to move, and you can lock it into place. They've got little levers here, and then I can take this out completely, which I'll do when I go to make the bed. So super easy and very functional. So as far as I know, Pleasure-Way is the only RV company that does this with their blinds. They use the MCD blinds, which are very nice, but when you're going down the road, I have in a lot of coaches that I drive, I can hear the blinds moving back and forth, and Pleasure-Way has solved that problem. So they've got a magnet strip here in the corner, their blinds. So first of all, you can pull that up. You have a complete blackout blind here, and then you just bring it down and just make sure that connection happens, and that's not going to move or rattle as you're going down the road. I think it's the best ever. In this cabinet, it's kind of our AV cabinet. So we have our microwave reset, we have our Winegard Razor digital over-the-air TV antenna, so we can just push that button and it will search and find local stations. We have two 110 outlets here and a refrigerator reset, and we have our LG Blu-ray player. Okay, down below the seat we've got our two 110 outlets with the GFI switch, carbon monoxide and LP monitor, our breaker box, we have our fridge GFI, our input inverter, AC, shore power, inverter output, microwave, and reset, and our 16,000 BTU furnace. We have the 24-inch LG LED Smart TV with Blu-ray player and the Bose soundbar. Now there's a strap here, you just merely pull that to release the TV, and then you can extend that arm so that you can view it wherever it's best for your guests. Here's your solar panel monitor. So basically this is going to let you know this has an optional 285 watt solar panel on it. and that's going to tell you what it's pulling. Right now we're inside the building, so we're not going to get anything off of that. It's also going to let us know what level our batteries are at. They're tied together, A and B, so it's going to give you one reading for that. It also reminds me when I see that this is on, that if you happen to be storing your coach in a location where it's going to go below freezing, you want to make sure you hit the battery disconnect off by the two batteries. I showed it to you earlier. So they could crystallize and be ruined. One of those things that you won't have to worry about if you store your Class B motorhome with National Indoor RV Centers, where we always keep you indoors and plugged in. We have our two 110 outlets here, and then also I wanted to know by each booth here on the back side we have two USB ports as well. Here's our control for our Truma water pump. So here we've got the eco level, so that's where we probably want to keep it most of the time. That's just so you're going to have like a mildly hot water for washing your hands and that kind of thing. If you're ready to take a shower, then you're going to want to turn it here, and that's going to raise the temperature about 20 degrees. You can also just turn it off. This is important if you're going to store your coach where it could go below freezing. You want to make sure you set it there so that it will come on and run the system so that it doesn't freeze. Again, if you're storing with National Indoor RV Centers, another thing you don't have to worry about. And then clean, that's if you have like low water pressure, you might have to clean the system, so you're not going to need that very often, but that's where you do it. This is our Vantrex. This is for our 2000 watt inverter, and so if I just push that, I can see that where our batteries are at and that it is inverting, and it's showing that right now. All right, so it's time to get ready for bed. I'm going to go ahead and extend the sofa to make it into our bed. Now, if you want, you can keep it like this and have it like two twin beds, so it's easier to get up if one of you needs to get up and go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. But if you want to go ahead and make it a full queen size bed, then you're going to take your wood supports that are in your closet, and you're just going to put them, lift them up, put them underneath the cushion here, move the cushion here. And then you're just going to pull those cushions together. So there's your queen size bed. All right, I don't know about you, but I am pure tuckered out from the heat today. So we're gonna go ahead and get our second bed set up. So we did the rear bed, now let's do the front bed. I haven't done this before, so we're gonna do this together. I went ahead and got our electric air pump. I just plugged that into the 12 volt receptacle here at the dash, and there is an on and off button. Just going to go ahead and insert this, and this is the cube that's going to fill the gap here between the seats. The cube fits right here for support between the two seats. After I finish filling the first section, I'm going to go ahead and fill the last section here. Be careful, only professionals should do this. And there we go. Got my second bed already. So you have two control panels for this Class B coach. One right when you walk in the doorway, and then one here in the back in the bedroom or in the living room, so you can use it when you're living in your space here. So they're very easy to control and pretty self-explanatory. I'm just going to kind of walk you through one. We're at the home button here. So I'm going to go to the sofa valance. That's the light. And anytime that you see the up and down arrow, that means that it's a dimmable light. So if you just turn it on and then hold, it's going to dim, or you can bring it back to full brightness. You've got your living room light and the back light, which is for the display panel here. Then we have our lighting page. We can go to our entry light, our porch light, our awning lights. Again, those are dimmable. Living room light, sofa valance, and reading lights. And we can do our on and off, our master switch right there as well. Then we're going to have our temperature control, so we can turn our AC on here, our vents, our furnace, or turn them off, and our fan. We can do high, medium, low on our fan, or auto here. This is going to tell us we can turn on our water pump here, and it's going to tell us our tank levels. So our fresh tank, gray, black, and our LP. You see that our LP tank is 85% full. And then this is going to tell us our battery. So our battery's at 14.2 volts. This is our generator. We can start and stop our generator from here. And then we have our auto gen start. So this is pretty cool on a Class B coach that we have auto gen start. So I'm going to go ahead and just hit that. We don't want to do that while we're hooked up to shore power, so I'm going to cancel. But I'm going to go to settings, and you can do an easy setup. It's kind of already got it in there for you. So easy setup. It's going to tell you when would you like the generator to start, when the batteries are low and need to be charged. We hit the check on the box. When the climate control system needs power. Next, start the generator when the battery voltage is lower than 13 volts. Next, stopping conditions for low battery. Stop the generator when the battery voltage is greater than 14 volts. And then it will ask you how long you want it to run. This is generator run limits. So how long should the generator continue to run after all the AGS meets the temperature set points? You can set that. After each start, the generator should run no longer than. You get to set that, and it gives you recommendations of minimum, recommended, or maximum. Okay, you can set the time when you want it to be quiet, and then you just hit finish. So that's pretty cool. Then we're going to go down here to our settings button. We can run our fan, open, close it, turn the fan off, and then set the speed for the fan here. Our awning control, so we can extend and retract, and it will let us know that the ignition is off. And then our sofa, this is where we're going to extend and retract our bed. So once we're ready to go to bed at night, this is the power button to move that, make it into a bed. Then we have our temperature, so you can change that from Fahrenheit to Celsius. The screen brightness, so that's this screen here. I can determine how bright I want that. The screen settings. Diagnostics. So we have the coach model, which we're in the Lexor TS, and then we can adjust the time if needed. So this is the Lexor FL. FL stands for front lounge. So that's the big difference between that and the TS. So as you notice when you look inside here, you're going to have a little bit of a shortened counter space here. You don't have as much there, but you have tons of space. So for maybe a taller customer, you're going to want to be able to bring that chair back further. You can do that on the driver and passenger seat. They're both going to turn around. You can put your 360 Laguna table in there and you can eat. So you have kind of a second eating area with the front lounge. So you can eat here. You can also make the front lounge an office. You can turn around your front chair and you've got a flip up table for a desk. The seats are a little bit different on the Lexor FL. So you're going to, if you want to bring the back up, you're going to pull the right hand corner and that will bring that forward. If you want to rotate the seat, then you're going to pull the inside corner and you just simply turn the chair around. Super easy. So just simply turn it around. Now I can flip up my little desk and I've got my own little office, workspace, and then I can bring the other table over, the Laguna table over for dinner. So let me show you how that looks. So now I've got the Laguna table in place here. Again, I can pull that forward, backwards. I can raise that if I'm a little bit taller and my knees are gonna hit it, I can raise it up. I can also have my workstation up at the same time as I've got dinner on the table here. And just to the right of me here, I've got a USB charging port and two 110 outlets. All right, before we take this out for a drive, I just want to go over everything here on the dash. So I'm going to start here to my left. I've got the button here where I can automatically lock and unlock the doors. And then I've obviously got my window controls for the passenger and driver. Then this is the really cool button I talked about when I was outside. So I can, once I've parked, I want to bring my mirrors in so that I won't have to worry about anyone hitting them. So I can just hit that button there and they come right in, fold right in, and then when I'm ready to leave, I can fold them right back out. Then I've got the control, so they're internally controlled, so I can just control the top, move that around, adjust it, and the bottom, which is really cool. Most coaches, most RVs, you have to manually do that from outside. So that's really nice that I can do that so I can see what I want to see. I usually like to see my back tires, a little bit of the coach, so I can adjust that right there. These are also heated, and that button is right here in the center dial. So kind of jumping around a little bit. Then we've got our AC controls. We've got a button here which controls the menu on the dash. So I can do that here. This is going to do the speed beep. I can have that on or off. Buzzer volume. And then exit the menu. It's going to tell me my miles per hour, my fuel level, my hot and cold, and my RPMs here in the center. This is a telescoping steering column. So I just reach down here, release that, and I can push that forward or backwards or forward. All right, the top knob here is for your lights, and then it's your turn signals, left and right, and those will also light up in your exterior mirrors. And then below that, you've got your cruise control, so you can turn that on. It will let you know on the dash that that's on, and then you can cancel it, resume, just like you would in your car. Then on the steering column, you can mute the radio right there. You can also turn the volume up or down right there, and voice control. You can also pair your device, your smartphone, so you can make phone calls from here, and your microphone is right here in the center of between your two dash lights. So here on this dial, we've got our windshield wiper control, our mist, and then our trip reset. So I can hit that and get my trip information and kind of trip A, average economy, instant economy, average speed, travel time, trip distance, and now we're on to trip B. So I can scroll through all that information. Here we have our USB input, so I can pair my device here if I'd like, and our auxiliary input. So here we have our front monitor screen, so we can turn that on or off just easily as that. Our sound again, on or off right there. Outside temperature is 93, so you can set your clock and date. We want to set the date. It's saying it's June 4th, 2018. That's not correct. To make it easy, I'm just going to go ahead and sync it, so it will sync with my time and the correct date. So I'm going to sync time, turn that on, done. Now if I show on my dash, it shows July 5th. We're in display mode. We can change language if we needed to. Touchscreen beep on or off. Trip B, we can display that. We can have that on or off. I like to have it on. Go back to units. So units, metric, US, or custom. Custom, you can do distance in miles or kilometers. Temperature in Celsius or Fahrenheit. Voice response. Length, so you can make it brief or long. And show command list. Never, with help, or always. The voice command will learn your voice. So safety and assistance, you've got your park view with backup, your camera with rear door on, or your camera delay. This allows the park view backup camera display to remain on while in drive for up to 10 seconds or 8 miles or 13 kilometers. Lights, daytime running lights, on or off. I like to keep those on. Auto locks, so you can have the door automatically locks the door when the vehicle is in motion, on or off. Engine off options, so your radio delay, you can have that radio go turn off as soon as the engine is off, or you can set it for like 20 minutes. audio, so you can adjust the sound, the balance. Speed adjusted volume increases the volume level relative to an increase in vehicle speed. And loudness, on or off, improves sound quality at lower volumes. Auto on radio automatically turns on the vehicle when it is when in run, or recall whether it was on or off at last ignition off. Autoplay, USB device will automatically play media when autoplay is turned on. And then you can clear your personal data. If you've synced your device and you don't want that on there, you can clear that here. Rear camera. Rear camera will always come on in reverse. It overrides everything, and you can X out of it here. And then your trip. So your current trip, trip A, trip B. If you want to reset that, you just simply hold and it will zero it out, and you can start over. Here you can scroll or browse the radio, and you've got your radio down here. Your media, there's no device connected right now or available. Your navigation, your phone, you can pair it, yes or no, and then more gets to all the options that I just showed you. Then of course we've got our control for our AC, for our fan, off to high, cold to hot, and then the different positions of where we want that air to flow. And again, in the center is where we turn on the heat for our externally heated mirrors. Here are your driving lights. This is your electronic stability control. You can turn that on or off. Your hazard, and again we can lock the vehicle from right here. Here we have our USB, so you can charge your smart devices here, and your 12-volt outlet. We have a nice 3 container drink holder, which is really nice, and you can put some big drinks in there like I like to have. We have our little tablet holder, so if you've got papers you don't want to fly all over the front dash, you can just clip them in right here, which is kind of handy. We have our glove box, 1 of 2, so we just pull that up here. And we have this nice extra area right here. And here we have our lower glove box. We have our map lights for the driver and the passenger right here. This is the microphone for our Bluetooth, and then we can turn the lights so that when the doors open they stay off. This is in auto mode, and this is to have the lights on. Here's our parking brake, so that's on the driver's side or your left hand. So this is where you move your seat forward and backwards, and then if you want to rotate your seat, you've got to find the yellow knob here, press that, and then simply turn it. Very easy to rotate. I'll tell you what, Pleasure-Way has thought of everything. Here is our handy dandy fix and go, so you can actually air up your tires with this. So this is the clear tube, is what you're going to connect to your valve stem right here, and then the power source comes from your 12-volt receptacle here, and you'll plug that in. Now you are going to need about 20 minutes to get to 26 psi, so it's not going to be immediate. And then you can also use this device here to pump up like balls and stuff like that. But pretty handy that they've got this right here for you. All right, so seatbelts on. I'm sure you're ready to go and take this on a test drive like I am, so let's go ahead and head out. I'm going to put it in reverse, and you can see my rear view camera comes up, and I've got the grid lines there to help me so that I can see exactly where I'm going. Makes this super easy to drive. I'm sure most of your cars have these. Mine is ancient, so it doesn't, so I still have to be careful. Now the Pleasure-Way RV is super easy to drive. It's really as easy as driving my Toyota Sequoia. So you just, tires are out in front, it's just like a regular vehicle. I've driven a lot of different Class B RVs, and I have to say that this one is just super quiet. Very smooth riding. I don't hear any squeaks or rattles. And like our techs say, these come in ready to go. So we have to do our little pre-delivery inspection. May find nothing in that, which is very unusual, and then we're ready to deliver it to you, the customer. Now, one of the reasons these are so quiet is the way that Pleasure-Way builds our coach. So I would really highly recommend going to watch my factory tour video, where I kind of go in detail about their craftsmanship and the way they build the coach, the quality they put in, and they have a very extensive quality control. They kind of do quality control throughout the whole building process. So it's not like they get to the end and they've got to fix something. It gets fixed along the way, and then at the very end, I think it was a 19-page summary of all the things that they needed to like check off again, that they recheck again. So that's why Pleasure-Ways come in so perfect, ready to go. You're gonna absolutely love this RV. In short, Pleasure-Way believes that you have to build quality in. You can't inspect it in at the very end of the process. So I hope you've enjoyed this walkthrough of the Pleasure-Way Lexor TS and a little bit of the Lexor FL. Now, I'm sure you're wondering what this little beauty would cost you. MSRP is $130,075. If you want to know what I can sell you this coach for, please give me a call at National Indoor RV Centers, 469-277-1120, or you can visit us on our website, NIRVC.com. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe to make sure you don't miss any of our future videos. And thanks for watching. Have a great day.